He saved my life. Anything I have to do with focus. Why does the quality look like, I don't know, it looks weird to me. Should it be up higher? Hi, bye. Tell him that it's human. Do you want to travel dance and be a midnight ballerina? Let me get into something. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. We gotta have some points. We're gonna get into travel dancing as a midnight ballerina, as an experienced travel dancer and midnight ballerina. And should you do it? Let's get into it. We'll just make things clear. Hi, my name's Wawa Baby, and I am a singer, rapper, music producer, and I do a lot of side hustles for income. I applied to as many companies, jobs as I could before I had to pay rent, and rent was due. So rent was due. It's time to shake some booty. I've had so many jobs, like serving jobs, hosts, worked in office. I've done it all. Every year I try to get back. I try to get out of the club scene and get back into, you know, working for somebody like a W-2, because I am considered a contractor. That's what a midnight ballerina is. We work for ourselves. We can go to any club and get a job anywhere, anytime, um, if they're hiring. And depending on the manager, if they like you. But let's get into travel dancing. Let's see. Uh, I went to Texas. I didn't dance there, but I checked out the clubs and I just decided to leave. Tried to audition at one, but then it was complicated and you have to download this app. It was too, it's not what was used to. I don't know, I find it easier to try and get a job dancing in Vegas than it is in Texas. But anyways, I went towards the East Coast because I thought I was gonna move to New York City, so I was gonna making my way downtown. Anyways, I thought I was going to dance and work and live in New York City, so I was like, let me make my way there. First, I need to make a couple stops along the way. So I went to Kansas City, Missouri. I danced in Atlanta, and then I was looking at other clubs in like the Carolinas. Note to those who are trying to find the best money making clubs, always the best. If you're new and you want to find a home base, always go to the places where they have army station, military. um San Diego. But cost of living there, you know North or South Carolina somewhere. But yeah, so number one, if you're looking just like make a bunch of money, look for that. Small towns are the way to go. That's it. Like, trying to start dancing in a big city is not it. It's oversaturated, and sometimes it's harder to make money. But if you've been there all your life in a big city, then it's not a big deal. But I've made the most money in the middle of nowhere in some place in Missouri. So it's easier to make money in places like that. I think there's another spot that someone told me to go to in San Antonio or something like that, or some city in south of Texas, but I can't remember. Anyways, I'm trying to be as helpful for people, and if you have any questions as I continue making this YouTube video, please comment below, because I'm not really used to making YouTube videos like this, and I want to be helpful for those who are just starting out or who want to travel dance, and what I can help you with to, maybe not make the mistakes that I made and just continue going forward. So places I worked, the cities that I made the least amount of money was LA. Also, it was harder. Um, I think the way I'm back in California, but I'm not gonna say what city I'm in right now just for privacy. But back in California, and I haven't danced out here, but I don't really want to dance where I live just for safety reasons. Um, so yeah, I think I might travel to Vegas and dance. And so the I made the most money in a small town in Missouri, right? And then I made the second most money in Vegas. I didn't stay in Vegas that long. I think it was like 6 months. If I would have stayed there longer, I probably would have made more money. But I didn't want to live in Vegas. It was just a place I could go to while I was leaving LA. There were places I went to for reasonings of one, healing, trying to heal myself, and affordability, housing. There was a lot going on, reasons why I had to travel. I definitely romanticized it and made it like, okay, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna vlog about this. I never did that. It was more depressing and sad, but also very healing at the same time. But we also need to cry to heal, right? So those long driving hours took a lot out of me, but also gave a lot back in a sense. I don't know. Um, but if I were starting out and I wanted to travel dance and figure out some places to go, I would have a friend to go with. Because the cost to drive is a lot. If you're going alone, I would say at least have like maybe 4 grand before you go to a new city. Get an Airbnb for like a couple of days, check it out. But alone, if you really don't have anybody, you really need to leave and go to a new city. At least have a couple thousand saved, 4,000, and book your Airbnb. Check out the city. These are for people who don't have a home. Like, just I need to relocate. I need a new place. Check it out. Um, you can call ahead. Not all the clubs are going to answer the phone, but you can check the website, call ahead when auditions are. Vegas was the easiest place to be a dancer, and just getting your foot in the door and it was easy. All you had to do was pay get the permit card, get the semi permanent, and then get the more permanent one, and that's like 100 $200 something like that. But after you get your permit, then for that one you get your city permit and your county permit. I guess it's easier based off of like it's quick money, knowing um now I hear great things about Texas, but I think I booked an Airbnb for like a couple of days, and then I auditioned. I didn't get it, and I was like so exhausted from driving from Vegas. That way, it was a lot of humidity, and the app was frustrating just to audition to get that started. And I call ahead, and people give me the wrong times to go in and audition. Like, either they know to throw you off and have you go somewhere else on purpose, or I don't know what it is, but it was a little frustrating going um, to Austin and Dallas trying to dance. Places I've danced: LA, but I also had lived in LA. Uh, Las Vegas. I lived in Las Vegas. Uh, I went to Texas. Like, I didn't dance there, but I checked out the clubs, and I just decided to leave and go to a club in the Midwest, Kansas City, Missouri. So I went there last year for the first time. And then I went back this year for like 3 months, I think, 2.5, 3 months. And then I went to Atlanta, started dancing at I think the club, I can't remember the name. I'll have to look it up, but I don't I think one of the best clubs out there to work was Pink Pony. I got hired, but I decided not to stay. I had my Airbnb booked for like I think 2, 3 weeks or something, and then I decided like the last week I auditioned, and they pay you hourly too at peak boating, so that was really good. But then I decided not to stay because I was gonna drive east, or but I don't know. I had to be more logical and think about my mental health and have a home base where I know people, and that's what it is for me. Finding a home base. I'm glad I traveled and I did it, and I got to see other cities and figure out, different clubs to go to, and talk to, the customers, the men that told me about their favorite clubs and the best places to get money. But yeah, small towns number one. But yeah, you can make really good money in small towns. If you have any questions, I can make another video about it and just be more detailed. I don't really like to talk about how much money but it's enough to pay for an Airbnb for a month or two. So that's not bad. So travel dancing is it worth it? It is worth it depending on your situation. I did it for healing and growth, and I did it to heal my mind and to, just I really wanted to move east. That's why I did it. Other people, if you just want to do it for fun, you have the funds to spend. I didn't get to really save money doing it. A lot of expenses going out, food, of course, Airbnbs like 12, 13, maybe 14. Sometimes, they get up there, but yeah, I would definitely, if you're going alone, save up to 4,000. But is it worth it? Yes and no. It depends on your situation. It was for me. But now I realize, okay, I want to have a home base. I have a home base now. I signed a year lease. Okay, I can go travel to these clubs and show up whenever I want. But remember, for Atlanta, your card expires within 1 year, so you have to get it up again before it expires. You do have to pay, I think it was like 100, 200. It's like almost the same as Las Vegas. But if you got the mental capacity, the strength, resilience to do it, then you can do it. Go for it. If you want a new place to live, just make sure you have money saved up before you leave. I don't know. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing day. But yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. And wherever you are in the world, keep creating, keep exploring, keep being amazing. And until next time, until we see each other again, I'll see you next time.